Well, I have bad news for you if you thought that Kaizer Chiefs will be taking more of their games to Dobsonville Stadium. And we'll also talk about Maema, Neo Maema, lying through his teeth about Kaizer Chiefs. And not in a bad way. He kind of has to keep up the charade because, it's in the contract. So, we'll also talk about this one controversial thing about what is it that has been causing Kaizer Chiefs to be so inconsistent, if you will. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. So we start by the fact that Chiefs obviously played at Dobsonville Stadium this past weekend against Simba, and it was packed. And one thing that we keep on saying is what you saw at Dobsonville Stadium is literally the attendance at Kaizer Chiefs game all the time. It's just that at F&B, all those people look like there's five of them, there's five of us, because for starters, the camera shows the other side where we're not sitting, but where we sit, we fill that entire side and the other behind the goal. But since it's a big stadium, we just get swallowed in there. Take the same number of people, put them at Dobsonville Stadium. It looks like there's a lot of people. And then people were like, oh no, why not just take games to Dobsonville Stadium? Because, FNP is too big and all of that stuff. And FNP is cursed, which I don't believe in those things. But even if Kaizer Chiefs wanted to do that, even if Kaizer Chiefs wanted to say, you know what, Dobsonville Stadium, better optics, more people, look like there's more people at the stadium. But they can't do it, right? Because the rules of the PSL say that you must register your alternative stadium beginning of the season. And Kaizer Chiefs' alternative stadium has been registered as starting with Moses Mapida in Durban. And number 2, there's also the stadium in Polokwane, in New Peter Mokaba Stadium, where Kaizer Chiefs will still play their 3 games, as we talked about earlier on in the year that like few weeks ago, we were talking about the fact that the Polokwane municipality apparently pays Kaizer Chiefs 3 million each and every time, I think the figures are correct. 3 million each and every time they take a game to Polokwane. So, that's like 9 million. If I'm not mistaken, it's 3 million. So they have an obligation because they signed a contract of 2 years that they will take 6 games out of the other games that they played in the season. So they're going to take 3 of the other games, because I saw a lot of games at FNP this time around, and that's good. So yeah, that's just not going to happen. So that's unfortunate. Which brings us to the second thing. So Neo Maema, we know that Chiefs wanted Neo Maema. Well, I know. I told you guys as well that Chiefs did want Neo Maema. And now he himself has confirmed that, hey, actually Chiefs did want me. And then he starts lying. So he starts by saying, yeah, they did want me, and, there was interest from them. And then he says that, but then I decided it wasn't the right for me. It wasn't the right move for me at the stage in my career. Okay. Google search Neo Maema. He's 29. He's turning 30 in December. What do you mean it's not the right move for you to go to Chiefs? For one, you're going to get paid very well. For 2, they needed a number 10. You are a number 10. You're going to fit in like a glove. He says that he thought it wasn't going to be a good idea for him to just change clubs, but it would be better for him to change the environment because he'd not been getting enough game time. I call BS because we all know that the only reason why he ended up going to Tanzania to play for Simba is because Sundowns were not going to sell him to Chiefs. The man was just given an ultimatum. Either you go out and play for Simba, or you sit on the bench for the entire season. What do you think the player was going to do? It's a simple option, really. If you want to play, you're just going to say, okay, it's fine, send me to Simba. And it's not the only one. Rushun Tiruk, same thing. Ended up leaving the country because Sundowns cannot stand players going to Chiefs. Etios Egodaro, They tried to block his move, but then his lawyer stepped up because his contract had expired and then was able to leave Mamelodi Sundowns. When we call the team Prison FC, it's because, well, they imprison players to contracts, but I think it's also about time that agents present, what's the word, the best, what's best to the players and not what's best to them. Because, I mean, look at this guy now. Talent, top class talent, who's supposed to be playing at Bafana Bafana. Like, he could solve our 10 problems, because even now Mbule is a very good footballer. But it just not doesn't seem like he's serious about life, Mbule. And that's the problem I have with him. Ukuthi for such talent, he's not that serious. And he's supposed to be in his prime, and he's supposed to be, carrying the Bafana Bafana. But it can't be as effective as he should be because he's not fit. That's why even at Pirates, they play him in the last 20 minutes. Even if he starts the game, he will be taken off around the 60th minute because he's just not fit, which is weird because we're in October. And I say this because I know some Pirates fans watch this channel. I say this because I think Mbule is a very, very great footballer, can do a lot for this country. He just needs to take football much more serious than he is actually taking it. So Maema could have taken that position, but it didn't. And right now he's grinding and hoping that he can get noticed. That is why he started being called to Bafana Bafana to play in the Chen qualifier, in those Chen matches, because Bruce has been looking for a successor to Tembazwane, and then he tried Maswangai, and then he got injured. Then he's tried Umbule, and then it works. Now they're going to send Maswangai, who's slightly different from Umbule. So, all of those things. But obviously his contract, I think, is ending 2026, so he might still come back to Kaizer Chiefs. But by that time, we have Mfundo Vilakazi, who will slowly but surely be converted into a 10. You have Mduduzi Shabalala, who's already playing in that position. So we won't need him by that time because Abo Mabo will also be there and Abo Cheese later there. So at this point, Vele, we won't need him. But I don't believe him when he says that, oh, it was this thing. So, question for you that I want to see you answer on the comment section. What has been Kaizer Chiefs' problem? Has it been the players' attitude or tactics? Like, because we won this game 3-1 at the weekend, but before that, what seems to be the problem? Because I don't buy this thing of, FNP or Windlondlo Yamanzi. Something has been missing, because there's something that is clear, right? Something that is clear. Because we won, we are ignoring the fact that there are certain things that still need to be fixed. For example, how did we concede against that team? Right? I'm not trying to be negative. Because Gavin Hunt, you better believe, he saw that and he's like, I'm going to exploit it. Number two, the chances that we miss, the players miss those chances. But at the same time, there's still a worry about coaches and how they make their subs, So what do you think was the biggest issue for the Chiefs before they won? Why were they drawing so many games? There's obviously the factor of Nabi. I don't want to dwell on that because then they say it's agenda. But what do you think is one thing that, if fixed, would make Kaizer Chiefs continue winning the games until the end of the season? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, Khosi, I'll pay you more.